Welcome back to FHTV Plus. Today we're joined by Tobes, Tapping Tobes from the Big Six, and of course his own channel when he can be bothered at Tapping Tobes. Tobes, hello, how are you? Are you well?
I'm well, man. I'm just disillusioned with being a Spurs fan right now, but other than that, I'm well. I can't complain. I'm recently married. Life is good. Work is good. I can't complain, man.
Well, listen, congratulations on getting married and commiserations on being a Spurs fan just like me. Listen, like when I do these videos with anyone, Tobes, I ask the creators to give me a quote. Your quote was Ange Postecoglou, a horrible manager. Tobes, what's gone on at Spurs? I'll just let you freestyle, but what's going on with this manager? Why is he horrible?
I just think he just makes decisions that just don't make sense. You see square pegs in round holes. You see players in positions they shouldn't be in. You see all the vulnerabilities of his style of play, but we see none of the positives at the moment. We've got so many players back fit now, and yet the football's getting worse when we were told that it would get better. The results are just, I can't even use a word to describe how bad the results have been this season. I mean, losing to the likes of Ipswich and Leicester at home, like that alone should be like a sackable offense in itself. But 16 Premier League defeats in 30 games, 20 defeats in all competitions. Like he's gonna have the most amount of defeats of any Spurs manager that I've had to basically like watch since becoming a Tottenham fan. Like I was listing names when I was doing my post-match reaction yesterday. I'm like, he's gonna go down worse than all of them. Like I'm looking at Shaq Santini, Christian Gross, Wande Ramos. I'm like, you're gonna go down as worse than all of these managers because you actually have options at your disposal to be better. Listen, we can debate all day long about the true level of our team. We know that there are a lot of players in our team that need a kick up the backside and some players that need to be moved on. And we know that there are gaps in the team, but 16 Premier League defeats. Like you've got more defeats than the likes of Crystal Palace, like Everton. Like it beggars belief how bad Tottenham have been this season. So that plus the fact that he's actually coming across as this arrogant, pompous person right now in the midst of such a bad season. That's why I say he's a horrible person. Like yesterday, he lied. He went on camera and lied about trying to G up the fans to sing. When have you ever heard or seen any player or manager do this to someone and it be seen as a battle cry, as a rally to drum up support? It's never been the case. Anyone who knows football and watches football knows when a player or manager does this, they're doing this to say, what are you saying now? You're not talking anymore now. I told you so. I told you so. That's not a come on, boys, let's get behind the team. He's a nasty, nasty piece of work. And listen, people have their breaking points. I get it. Like, I don't like the way in which some people speak on Ange Postecoglou in terms when it gets really disrespectful. He's a fat this, he's an effing C word and all of this stuff. I'm like, you don't need to be that disrespectful. But I also don't like how he's also disrespectful to Spurs fans. I don't like that. I don't like that. He's disrespectful, he's condescending, he's rude, and he's arrogant. And unfortunately, the football does not correlate with your attitude and behavior in the press conferences. So for me, after yesterday, that's why I'm like, this guy's just a horrible person. He's a horrible manager right now. It's time to go, man. It's time to go.
Yeah. I mean, Tobes, no, I don't disagree with anything you've said there. And I think the interesting thing you say about the number of defeats, the most number of defeats we've had in a Premier League season is 19. We're 3 away from that, with Liverpool away, Villa away, Wolves away, West Ham away, Brighton and Forest still to play at home. You can see it being beaten. And the worrying thing for me is our worst ever points total in a Premier League season, Tobes, is 44. At the moment, we're on 34, and I cannot see where we get 10 to match it or 11 to beat it. Look, I want to touch on what you've just said there in terms of it is. The football is getting worse. It's getting worse and worse and worse. And for the last year or so, this manager's hid behind a number of excuses. First of all, it was, injuries. He's had excuses of, oh, but we only play once a week. I need to be playing twice a week for momentum. Then it was, oh, we're not ready. We underestimated playing twice a week. Then it was, I don't want leaders in this squad. Then it was, we haven't got any leaders in this squad. Tobes, are we just seeing, if we remove all the emotion from him as a person, are we just seeing someone drowning who is completely out of his depth?
Yes, I think we are. I think the rate in which he's sinking suggests that like this is just it's just a too big a pill for you to swallow. Like the job is beyond you. Like you are not the man to take this club forward, and it's not all down to him. It's not all down to him. We know that, like SAVVA, we know that. We've been speaking on this for years, right? So we know that there are fundamental issues with this football club when it comes to the ownership and their attitude to building squads. They fail constantly at building competitive squads. The one competitive squad they had in two moments where we've had competitive squads, they've let those squads degrade back in with Harry Redknapp, and then they did it with Pochettino as well. So when we say these things, we don't say it without acknowledgement of the broader issues. We know the broader issues exist, but what we're saying is you are performing so bad. You are performing so bad, and you stoop to such a level that we can't even use that as an excuse for some of the stuff that you've served up. You have to look at the manager at what he's doing within that situation. We know that it's not the best situation. You're not at a Man City, you're not at a Liverpool, you're not at a Arsenal or Real Madrid where you get all the plethora of options possible. You're at Tottenham, but you're still at a Tottenham that have given you players that have performed at clubs lesser than Tottenham that are currently higher. Solanke was a 19-goal striker last season at Bournemouth, who are above Tottenham now, right? Do you get what I'm saying? Like Brennan Johnson, I don't like him. I think he's awful, absolutely awful. Look at his former club; they're 4th in the league. Some could say that's a blessing because they they sold off their crap and actually spent less on better players. But the point I'm making is this: yes, he's been shortchanged in terms of a fully competitive squad, but he has enough at his disposal to not be where we are. And this is the age-old debate we always have whenever managers reach the end of their tenure at Tottenham. It's never a case of the squad is amazing. It's what are you doing to maximize the squad? Absolutely. And right now,
well, look, Tobes, this is the thing. The key thing for me is I think you touched on before about his likability factor. And for me, I think we've seen him in the last 3 to 6 months arguing with fans going down the tunnel, arguing with fans at the end of the game across the pitch, calling out the fans in press conferences, and, talked about last season about Spurs fans wanting Man City to win, even though it was very few that wanted Man City to beat Spurs, so Arsenal didn't win the league. The worrying thing for me here, Tobes, is we've seen other managers that, forget the likability factor. We've seen other managers that have had a bad start, but turned things around. Look at Glasner, had a really difficult start this season, and now they're one of the informed teams in the country. Worked with them on the training ground, got a good tactical shape, got them pressing well, defending well. Our manager just doesn't seem to be very tactically clued up, Tobes. And I'm going to go as far to say, I want to get your opinion on this. I think he's the worst tactical manager, if not the worst manager I've ever seen at White Hart Lane. Don't get me wrong, we've had some bad teams, but I don't think we've got a bad team now. I think now we've got a good team that should be 6th, 7th, 8th, but awful tactics. What do you make of his tactics?
Yeah, his tactical approach is truly baffling. Like with Antonio Conte, it wasn't that he wasn't tactical, it's that he was too stubborn to move away from his main tactic. Like with Ange Postecoglou, Spurs don't do anything well right now. We don't, like everyone says, oh, they were high scorers. We don't score enough goals right now. We don't defend well. We don't keep the ball well. We're not organized. The press is just all over the shop. Like, there's no benefit to Ange Postecoglou now. And I think as far as tactics go, if I look at managers that we've had in the past, Poch blows him out of the water from a tactical perspective. Jose blows him out of the water from a tactical perspective. Conte blows him out of the water from a tactical perspective. Nuno Espirito Santo is probably the only one where I could actually say, you know what, he was dross at Spurs. But even him, even Nuno, that's an isolated moment at Tottenham, because at Wolves, Nuno Espirito Santo was good. He may have ended it poorly at Wolves in his last season, but he was good. He was very much an outlier for Wolves in terms of performances in their club in the Premier League. And then Nottingham Forest, the results speak for himself. He plays a certain way, but his way has led to more substantial results in the Premier League than Ange's way has. Let's put it right. So those four managers, no. Before him, Tim Sherwood. Okay, yes, maybe you're better than Sherwood. Great. AVB, no. Harry Redknapp. Harry wasn't really a tactical guy, but Harry could get the team playing.
Yeah, he got the best out of the team, didn't he? He got the best out of everybody in that team.
Exactly. So it's like, pick a struggle. Like, you can't be tactically inconsistent and incoherent, but also not maximize the players you're given. We get none of these things from Ange Postecoglou. Like, there's no benefit to having him in the dugout right now, not from a tactical perspective.
Yeah, it's crazy. Listen, I know we're pushed for time today, but I mean, look, Levy hasn't. Listen, we talked earlier about the wider problems. We know there are wider issues at Spurs, but Levy hasn't pulled the trigger. And Tobes, you and I are both old enough to know, right, that when things aren't going well at Tottenham, Daniel Levy pulls that trigger.
Yep, he does.
Are you telling me, I'm not saying you've said this, but are you telling me, are the Spurs fan base telling me that the only reason this man is in a job is because he's managed to beat the likes of Alkmaar, Ferencvaros, Elfsborg and Karabag in the Europa League? Is that purely what is keeping this man in a job at what is a top six club? Whether people want to banter me for that or not, we are a top six club. So is that why he's there?
Apparently so, but I'm like, I'm with you as well. I'm like, the guy's losing games left, right, and center. Like, you're struggling to beat teams that are already on holiday, but yet we're expecting him to go into the competition and just win against teams that are actively trying to win. Like, you look at the toughest games we've had in the Conference League. Roma at home, we drew. Galatasaray away, we lost. Rangers away, we drew.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, when you look at RZ away, we lost. RZ at home in the knockout game, we tried our hardest to somehow give them a way back into the game. Like, every single tough fixture we've had in this competition, he struggled.
Yeah,
he's absolutely struggled, and the win rate is in the pits of hell. So I'm really not sure what he's meant to give us in this competition. Everyone keeps telling me, "Oh, but you have to let him see it through." Why? Why do we have to let him see it through?
Yeah, why do you have to? Yeah. I don't get it.
Look, when you know what's going to happen, why do you have to let him see it through? It's the same nonsense they said in the FA Cup, the same nonsense they said in the League Cup. You know he's not good enough. You know he's not going to win these games. You know it.
Yeah. I mean, look, Tobes, you said there about the win rates and the loss rates, etc. After last night's defeat, this is our worst loss rate in a season in our entire history. So, look, this isn't a SAVVA stat. I always get accused of, SAVVA made a stat up in our entire history. So with that in mind, and with us having 1 minute left, I'm going to ask you some quick fire questions. One, if I said to you right now, he's going to be sacked right now, this minute, would you take that?
Yes, all day long.
Two, are we winning the Europa League with this man in charge?
No, not a chance. Not a chance.
Three, is this the right man if he was given better players, or are his tactics that bad?
No,
his tactics are that bad.
He's got to go. He's got to go. He's not the right manager for Tottenham, even with the best of players. No, not for me. The way he views football is fundamentally flawed. It's exciting when it's right, but game to game, this is not a good enough manager. Not for me. You need more variation in your game as a manager in the Premier League, game to game. I don't see it enough from Ange Postecoglou. Sorry.
I agree. And do you know what? All week I've been looking and saying, well, at least we got Southampton on Sunday at home. But now I'm even worried about playing the Premier League's worst ever team. Listen, Tobes, I know you're strapped for time, so I'm just going to say thank you very much. Everybody knows where to find Tobes. If you haven't heard of the Big Six, you know, you should have. Please get over there, see him on there. Don't know if you're still doing content on your own channel, Tobes. People go over there.
I put a video out yesterday or early this morning, should I say.
Wicked. So please get over, subscribe to Tapping Tobes, subscribe to the Big Six. I'm sure you have. Subscribe to FHTV Plus. Tobes, hopefully next time we do a video, it's because Tottenham actually have done something positive. But take care. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thank you, bro.
A half-hearted, come on, you Spurs. So take care, everyone. See you later.
Peace. I'm out.